What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Fate's Day Night, Heaven's Feel. Alright, now let's get into it. So, when I first started watching this movie series, if you guys didn't know, there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this video, so go ahead and skip or just go to the end if you want to see my rating of the video. But I'm going to be talking about a lot of the stuff that goes down in these movies, and just to let you guys know that this isn't the end of the series. There's only 2 movies that are out right now, and there's a third one that's going to be coming, I guess, like the end of this year or maybe the next year, but it's going to be coming soon. And I just wanted to get what I thought about the movie series and what I thought about the Fate series in general. So basically, this Fate route kind of took me by surprise. If you guys didn't know, Fate's Day Night, Heaven's Feel is one of the last routes, it's the last and final route in the visual novel. And if you guys don't know what that is, the visual novel is basically like a game that you play, and this is what the Fate series is based off of. The first one was the first route was the Fate Zero. The second route is Fate's Day Night Unlimited Blade Works, and the third final route is Fate's Day Night Heaven's Feel. And this is why they started to put these into a series. And I don't really know why they didn't do a TV anime like the rest of them, but the series is presented in movie format. So there's the first movie, and then there's the second movie, and then there's the third movie that I'm going to be that I'm probably going to review after everything has come out. But I just wanted to talk about it because I recently watched the first 2 movies, and I was just blown away about what I saw. And so yeah, I was talking about the third route is the Heaven's Feel. And this route is very, very, very dark and cruel, just kind of like the first route, but I feel like it's a lot more sinister in the way it presents the ideals. And the reason why I say that is because the third route, and it kind of follows Shuro after he starts to get into the Holy Grail. But the twist on this is that the third and final route is that he chooses to fall in love with Sakura Matsu, one of the adopted sister into the Mato family from the Tosaka family. Rin's little sister, remember we saw in Fate Zero, she was adopted into the Mato family because they didn't have any heirs, and they wanted somebody to compete or participate in the Holy Grail War. We see that this is kind of a bad choice for Shuro, because through the first movie and kind of through the second movie that he's trying to protect her from the Mato lineage. He's trying to protect her from what's going on in that twisted, cruel world of the Mato family. Ever since Sakura was adopted into that channel, she was kind of being defiled and being used as a family heir to the Matos. And she was basically, they have those mana bugs that they basically infest your body and infest your mana cores. And those bugs basically tore her apart. They tore her mental mind apart. They tore her basically apart. Her innocence is all gone. Everything that a normal person would be is definitely not what Sakura is anymore, because from a child, that's all she's known. All she's known is to try to get stronger and try to feel what Zoken wants. And she's just put through these cruel trials of these mana bugs, and there's just going in and out of her body. It's just disgusting, and it really sets the bar of what the hell is going on in this anime. And the thing that I really was interested in is that Shuro is he kind of adopted her into his household, and he's trying to teach her how to be a human, how to feel and how to have emotions. And it's just really crazy to see how all of those things have been just stripped away from her because of just the lineage of the Mato family is trying to do so much to her just so she can bring them the Holy Grail. And it's just crazy how we can see the stark contrast between Rin and her father, and between the Mato family and everything that's going on. Shuro was actually had his hands full, if you know what I mean, throughout the thing. But she slowly starts to develop emotions for Shuro, because he's like a pillar of light to her. She's from this dark family. That's all they want to do is just develop her into this strong mage so that they can get the Holy Grail War. They don't really care about what she wants to do. They don't really care about her mindset. They don't really care. But Shooter, all of a sudden, he sees that this girl is struggling, and he tries to help her throughout the movies, and tries to give her that piece of humanity back that they kind of took away from her. And they kind of start to develop this love interest. The more Sakura falls in love with Shuru, or the more insane that she kind of goes. And then we see that through the Shadow. The Shadow is this very mysterious figure, and so Zoken is trying to use this to his advantage, because I'm guessing that Sakura is the one who's making the Shadow, because she became unstable when her brother Shinji kind of just started to like abuse her and just go crazy with her. And I think that's when she started her unstable mana cores, and everything started to make the Shadow. And the Shadow, like every time it starts to absorb or defeat these servants and absorb it into itself, we get to see that the Shadow gets stronger, but all the time Sakura also gets more insane. And the reason why I'm saying that is because we get to see throughout the story that the farther we get into the movies, the farther Sakura like falls ill, which is kind of mysterious. She has these things haunting her at night, and she's getting more ill and bedridden throughout the movie. And then finally, like at the end of the movie, we get to see that she's actually going out at night, or not out at night, but yeah, I guess she is going out at night, and she's like going and trying to kill these servants to absorb it into her. The thing why I say that this is so cruel and so inhumane at this point is because Shiro has to make the decision, just like Kiritsugi did in Fate Zero. He has to make the decision: does he want to choose his loved ones over the millions of people in that city? Or because Sakura is slowly going insane, and she's slowly developing into basically the Holy Grail. Zoken implanted the Holy Grail into. Does he want to kill Sakura, or does he want to sacrifice all of the lives in the city just so she can stay alive? And at the end of the movie, we get to see that he couldn't make the decision. He just couldn't do it, and we get to see that she starts to develop into basically this altered person. Just kind of have like Saber was kind of corrupted by the Grail. We get to see that with Sakura, and she just kind of becomes the Holy Grail. And this basically means that this is going to be another accident, or the great accident that they had with Kiritsugi, because he destroyed the Grail. It's basically going to be the same thing, but on a bigger, or like a upscale level of that destruction, because she's actually the Holy Grail, and she has the power to assert her emotions over the city. And it's just really crazy how we get to see that subtle contrast, the comparisons between Kiritsugi and Shuro. Kiritsugi, he was a very brave man. He knew what he wanted. He wanted to be a hero, and he did what he had to do. He sacrificed his family just so he could save the lives of many. But in the end, conceptually accept the idea of the Grail. So in the end, he kind of forced the Grail to explode, and maybe like hundreds of lives, but he still saved like thousands and thousands of lives. But he couldn't accept what the Grail was. While Shuro, on the other hand, he's kind of having the same dilemma of do I kill the close ones that I have in my heart, or do I try to take out, or do I sacrifice the humans that I don't even know? And I feel like Shuro, he wanted to be the hero just like his dad was, but he couldn't his immaturity wasn't as high as Kiritsugi was. Kiritsugi is like a cold-blooded assassin, but Shuro, he's basically this high school boy, and his ideals and his emotions kind of mixed, and he couldn't understand what was going on. And I really liked the idea of that and what was going on in the story. There's, we also have the fight scenes of, the Fate series. And since this was a movie, they had a lot of time to develop and make sure that this animation was clean. And man, it was. The fight scenes were crazy. The ones between Saber was a beast. She was just destroying people. Like Saber versus Ryder, she basically one-shotted Ryder. I don't know how that was possible, but she just one-shotted her the first time. And then, Lancer versus Assassin, that's probably one of the coolest fights that I saw. But we always Lancer always dies. He always dies to some backstabbing or some subtle tactic that he doesn't pick up on. But he was still showing Assassin who's the boss. And then we also got to see Saber Alter versus Berserker, and that was one of the craziest fights that I've seen, probably in anime all the time, or that was probably one of the craziest fights that I've ever seen in anime. And the reason why I say that is because we got to see the power of what a servant is corrupted by the Holy Grail, and it was crazy. There was like just doing Excaliburs over and over again, and it was like a nuke going off. But Berserker is supposed to be the strongest of the servants. Berserker is supposed to be like all the servants' strength combined. So it was cool to see that that his constant regeneration and his insane strength can be basically be put up against this nuclear power, and he just kept on going and going and going. And then we just got to see that the relationship between how to pronounce her name. I'm just gonna say Ilya, the little Einsberg girl. We got to see how the relationship between her and Berserker was like throughout the fight, and it's kind of like it just makes your heart tremble a little bit, and how deeply their relationship is. And the fight was just crazy. It was just nukes after nukes after nukes, and Berserker just kept on standing up, just kept on persevering. There was a lot of backstory given in this route. There was a lot of backstory given, and the reason why I'm saying that is because we got to see a lot of the character interactions that we didn't see in Fate Zero and Unlimited Blade Works. Like, for example, we didn't get to see how Ren Tosaka, she actually knew that Sakura was her lost sister. She knew that Sakura was her lost sister, and she was trying to basically protect her by ignoring her, because she knew that if the Holy Grail was to happen, that they were going to be pitted against each other. And so if they didn't know or Sakura was like still innocent and did not know exactly who Rin was, it would have been easy on her to like actually fight her to the death for the Holy Grail. And I just thought that was really cool that they kind of explained that interaction, and that Rin actually has feelings for Sakura. And we didn't get to see that in Unlimited Blade Works. I don't think we really saw Sakura in the Unlimited Blade Works, but I could be wrong. I really forget. That was a long time ago. But we also got to see Ilya interact with Shuru, and it was very interesting. That was probably one of the most interesting character interactions, because we got to see that Ilya kind of picked up that Shuru was related to her. Maybe not in the sense of that they're really related, but she was calling him Big Brother, and it was really cool to see that. And she kind of hold a grudge against Kiritsugi because she never get to see him again. She knew her father was out there, but she never got to see him again after the Holy Grail. And that's not the fault of Kiritsugi though. It got shown by Shuru that he told Ilya that he was always gone. He wasn't at the house all the time. He was always on vacation, trying to search for something. And if you read the other ones or you watched the other ones, you would know that Kiritsugi was trying to search for Ilya, because that was his only child, and he was trying to search for her. But apparently the Einsbergs did not want him to see her because of what happened. He destroyed the Holy Grail, so they were basically pissed off at him and just did not want to see him at all. You still have Kotomini Kirei and Gilgamesh, just lurking in the background, just setting up the Holy Grail War. And I kind of want to see what's going to go on with the last movie with Kirei and Gilgamesh. Like, what are they going to plot? What are they going to trying to they're still setting up the scenes for their pleasure. They're still setting up the scenes so they can see what's going to happen between all of the mage families, and they're kind of just puppet minding the Holy Grail War so they can basically have fun. That's what they're doing. They just want to see all these holy spirits and mages fight against each other just so they can fun and get pleasure out of the experience. And yeah, basically I thought these two series of movies was really good. I'm really excited to see the next one. I really hope that they go further with Kotomini Kirei and Gilgamesh, since they're basically the only other masters that are still alive at this point. And what happens with Shuro? Is he going to, make the decision, or is it too late for him because he doesn't have a servant anymore? The Saber altar is still in existence, but Saber is gone, and we don't really know how they can go back to get these servants. And basically, Archer has sacrificed himself. There's not really many servants left. So what's going to happen in this next movie? What are they going to do? How are they going to overthrow this Holy Grail Sakura and just try to wrap up the story? I really want to see what's going on. It was really interesting, the cliffhanger that they left us on the last movie, and I really rate this movie pretty high. I would give it like an 8.5 out of 10. It was a really joy to watch. Like, I was like, it was in the middle of the night and I just kept on watching and watching. I was like, I need to know what happens next. I need to know what happens next. And I just couldn't, fall asleep. I just wanted to keep on watching this movies. Just wanted to keep on watching these movies so I can understand more about the Fate series and just enjoy the animation and these really good character developments and stories that are going on in the Fate series. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. What do you guys think is going to happen in the last movie? Don't give any spoilers if you've seen the visual novel, but just give some theories of do some theory crafting of what you guys think is going to happen in the next movie. And what did you guys like about the first two movies? Give it a like if you guys liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Go.